ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिर्वोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ Verse number 5. अज्ञातत्वेन भातोऽयं घटो बुद्ध्युदयात् पुरा ब्रह्मणैवोपरिष्टात्तु ज्ञातत्वेनेत्यसौभिधा. So with an aim of differentiating Chid and Chidabhasa, Vidyaranya is talking about a process of knowing, epistemology. Knowing anything in the creation. Knowing anything in the creation needs both Chit and Chidabhasa. Even though we say Chit reveals everything, Chit illumines everything, and therefore if Chit illumines everything, one need not imagine a second entity called Chidabhasa. There are many people here itself who talk about Vedanta, they are not accepting Chidabhasa. And well, they should better look into Pancadasi. There are teachers who are not accepting Chidabhasa. They should understand that there is Chidabhasa is a model. It's just a model. The reality is what is Brahman. That's it. That's a reality. In that now there is another entity called Chidabhasa. We are not saying that. What is consciousness. There is nothing other than consciousness. Ekam advitiyam. So we are not actually imagining a second entity which will threaten the vision of a non-duality. We should understand this very well. Then whatever we say is to explain the non-duality of consciousness, and in that we employ any model. We employ even Karya, Karana, etc. Druk, Drishya, anything. Panchakosha, Shariratraya, any model. Ultimate aim is what is you. Consciousness. That's it. That's how we all call them. Traditionally, all these methods, Karya, Karana, Prakriya, there is nothing called Karyam and Karanam, really speaking. There is nothing called three bodies and then distinct from three bodies there is consciousness. There is nothing called Jadam and Chetanam. Jadam and Chetanam, they are really two entities. Where is a question of a non-duality of consciousness? So please, we should understand this very well. The people who are opposing the idea of Chidabhasa, they should better look into these chapters of Pancadasi. It's just a model to explain our experiences and come to the right conclusion of experiences. Only thing is, you need this prakriya in order to explain our own experiences. That's it, nothing else. Any prakriya is explaining your experience. And the aim of the Shastra is to draw ultimately your attention, after employing a prakriya, to draw your attention to the truth of experience. When you come to the truth of experience, well, you drop all the experiences. So Chidabhasa also is a model. But there is, in our experiences, well, we can say this is ultimately explained by Chidabhasa. This experience is due to Chidabhasa, this experience due to Chit. Or in the knowing the things, well, this is a role of Chidabhasa, this is a role of Chit. It doesn't mean Chidabhasa and Chit are two independent entities. Where Chidabhasa plays a role, there is no role of Chit. Very Chidabhasa is due to Chit. Anyway, point is ultimately that's a mechanism of knowledge in which, well, the role of Chit and Chidabhasa is analyzed in this chapter. And for that purpose, Vidyaranya introduces the 3 points, introduces in the field of knowledge of pot. 3 things are there. So pot is revealed by Chidabhasa. And before the knowledge of the pot, or before the rise of the pot knowledge either, there was a ignorance of the pot. That ignorance of the pot also is my own experience. It means it is revealed. It is experienced. Ignorance of the pot. Well, then that is by Chit. Anything is revealed by consciousness. Either through Chidabhasa or directly. That's what we are saying. Anything which is revealed is only by consciousness. What is revealed is mithya. What reveals, which is self-revealing, of course, is consciousness. That's it. What is revealed is mithya, means cannot be counted. Cannot be counted. And therefore, what is self-revealing means which is self-existent. That alone is the truth. That only should be counted, and therefore non-duality is not threatened. Anyway, so pot is revealed by Chidabhasa. Before this rise of a pot knowledge, well, there was a pot ignorance. Pot ignorance is revealed by the Chit, Sakshi. So after Chidabhasa reveals, well, pot, then pot knowledge definitely means pot knowledge takes place. Pot knowledge continues. And then, well, that pot knowledge continues. That pot knowledge is revealed by whom? Again, by Sakshi only. So, persistent Ghat Jnanam, persistent pot knowledge also is revealed by this Sakshi. Why does he says like that? Well, pot is revealed by Chidabhasa. How did Chidabhasa come into the being? Well, when the eyes come in contact with the pot, then pot vritti arises in the mind. And when the pot vritti arises, what is there along with the pot thought? That is the Chidabhasa. We have seen in Drigdrishya Viveka that the Chidabhasa and the Antakaranam, vritti amsha here, has a relation. Well, that relation is sahajam. Sahajam. Sahajayate. So as the pot thought is born, Chidabhasa is also born. It's very much there. Sahajam means they are all the time connected. There is no just pot thought. Pot thought has arisen, it is born, And after few hours, Chidabhasa is born? No. And therefore, basically, so Chidabhasa is right there. So Chidabhasa, as the pot thought arises, then definitely Chidabhasa also arises, and that Chidabhasa reveals the pot, which we call as a pot knowledge. So Chidabhasa's job is to generate knowledge of the pot. And we studied elaborately this part, vritti vyapti, phala vyapti. Phala vyapti means say Chidabhasa pervasion to the pot, and vritti pervasion of the pot, that is called vritti vyapti. We discussed this with the example of the pot itself in the 7th chapter, verse number 91. And it's a very well known verse. So, just for your reference. So, during this time, of course, when the pot thought arises, Chidabhasa rises, and rising Chidabhasa reveals the pot. Before rise of Chidabhasa, Gata Ajnanam was there. Gata Ajnanam cannot be revealed by Chidabhasa, because before rise of the this Chidabhasa, Gata Ajnanam was there. Chidabhasa rises when the thought arises, and therefore, definitely, pot ignorance is revealed by something else, because Chidabhasa is not yet born. When the pot thought comes, Chidabhasa also is born along with. So then pot ignorance is definitely illumined by something else, and that is consciousness by the Chit or Sakshi. So definitely Chidabhasa was not there at that time. It must be revealed by the Chit only, Sakshi. And then Chidabhasa arose, pot thought arisen, therefore Chidabhasa also arose, and Gata Jnanam takes place. And once we gain that Gata Jnanam, it continues to be there. So Gata Jnanam, all the time it is persistent, and it is constantly revealed by a persistent entity. If Gata Jnanam is persistent, you say, means definitely someone is revealing that Gata Jnanam. Well, also, today you know pot or not? Yes, I know. Tomorrow, yes, I know. Day after tomorrow, if I ask you, well, you say, I know pot. Then after 1 month, I say, do you know pot? Yes, I know. So who is revealing that pot knowledge, which is persistent? There is a persistent entity which reveals persistently. This persistent jnana, Gata Jnana. That persistent entity is consciousness. Consciousness reveals persistent Gata Jnanam. Consciousness Sakshi reveals also Gata Ajnanam, ignorance of the pot. Anyway, because after pot thought arises, Chidabhasa revealed it, then pot thought goes away. Chidabhasa also goes away. Now pot knowledge is still revealed. And definitely Chidabhasa's job is not there. Chidabhasa has died down. Okay. So Chidabhasa has gone. Still pot knowledge is revealed in your mind. Because you say that I know, that I have pot knowledge. Anyway. And therefore that is by consciousness, Chit only. Okay. So Chidabhasa does not persist for persistent Gata Jnanam, because Chidabhasa has a connection with the thought. Thought is momentary, Chidabhasa also is momentary. Please don't ask me about the Chidabhasa in Aham Vritti right now. I'm not going to say anything regarding that. Okay, we will discuss. We have enough time. So no. There is Aham Vritti, and the Ahankara also is. You said yesterday Chidabhasa is. Then you say now Chidabhasa died down. Please have some patience. What we are talking about right now is a Vishaya Jnanam. So persistent Gata Jnanam is revealed by Chit only. In fact, if you have... No, you please tell me before. So Ahankara, that Pramada, is there. Knower is there as long as an object of knowledge is there. Object of knowledge is not there, you cannot say yourself a knower. Knower of what? Knower of what? No, knower of pot. That's okay. So pot, if pot is there, well, you say I am a knower of pot. Nothing is there, still you say knower. It's not. Knower has resolved. Because the ER reveals a function. Goer, eater, ER reveals a function. So if nothing is there, still you say, well, knower is doing an action of knowing. What? What? Knower is not doing any action because there is nothing to know, to be known. And therefore, if the object of knowledge is there, the knower is there. If object of knowledge is not there, knower resolves into its own source called knowledge consciousness. Therefore, definitely, well, this, it is just a consciousness. So consciousness basically reveals the part ignorance. Consciousness reveals even part knowledge. No, Swamiji, part knowledge is there. Then I should take myself as a knower. Okay, take yourself as a knower. Knower of part, right? Now, who reveals that knower? Swamiji, there is another knower. Knower of the knower of the knower of part. Right? Knower of the knower of the knower. You can go only once. Part, knower of the part. After knower, then you cannot say knower of the part. क्या बात है? क्या बात है? So, well, it is part, knower is there. That's fine. Object is there, well, the knower, the subject. But then, well, knower of the part. क्या बात है? It's an infinite regression. Stop at the first point. Knower of the part. Ahankara, Pramata also is revealed by the consciousness. Okay? And therefore, the part knowledge you have, that is revealed. It is there all the time, revealed by the Sakshi. Sakshi reveals what you know in the mind. Sakshi reveals what you don't know also. The ignorance pertaining to the certain subject matter of the mind and the knowledge pertaining to certain subject matter of the mind is revealed directly by this seer number 3. I'm connecting to Drupdrishya Viveka. Otherwise you cannot call Sakshi. Still you have not come to Sakshi. The knowledge and ignorance is with respect to the mind. They are revealed by the Sakshi. Then this seer number 2, the mind basically becomes a knower of the part and these and that and etc. So that is okay. Seer number 2 is a knower. Seer number 3 is in fact a seer, permanent seer, witness consciousness of the mind, which knows and which doesn't have a knowledge. So ignorance is revealed directly. Ignorance of anything is revealed directly by the Sakshi. And the knowledge of anything also, which is of course in the mind, is revealed by the Sakshi. Therefore it is only 3. Seer number 1, 2 and 3. Okay? Seer number 1 this, seer number 2 this, and seer number 3 is Sakshi. Sakshi is a real druk. Just I'm trying to connect because this question may come. When I was reading this today, then I thought our people will have this question. The part knowledge is there. The knower of the part knowledge should be there. And then, okay, then that knower of the part knowledge will be revealed by whom? There is another knower. There is another knower. There is another knower. That's not that. Sakshi reveals the conditions of the mind. That is how your knowledge is Sakshi Pratyaksham. Outside world is Indriya Pratyaksham. What is there in the mind is we call Sakshi Pratyaksham, revealed by Sakshi. So please don't bring another knower. The very knower is the mind, Ahankara. Okay? And therefore, if you are still remaining in the knower domain, then what about this self-revealing consciousness, which is very witness of that mind, the knower? Please understand this. Never say I am a knower of the pot. Knower of the pot is mind. That's a mind's function. Ahankara is a mind's function. To generate aham vritti, idam vritti, everything is pertaining to the mind. The knower is a mind. Atma is not a knower. So with respect to that mind which is knower and also generates this idam vritti, part, thought and etc. and part, and that is illumined by Chidabhasa, everything, all pertaining to the mind, which is witnessed by the consciousness. Witness consciousness definitely illumines the part ignorance as well as part knowledge. Part is known by Chidabhasa, but then part knowledge is illumined by Chit, and part ignorance also is illumined by Chit. So part is revealed by Chidabhasa is only topic discussed in chapter 7 in verse number 91 by introducing Vritti Vyapti and Phala Vyapti. But in chapter 8, now he is adding other 2 points. Otherwise it would be a repetition, we may feel. How a knowledge of a object takes place, that was the thing. For that purpose he introduced Vritti Vyapti and Phala Vyapti. Pervasion by the thought and then pervasion by the reflected consciousness, Chidabhasa, which is present in the thought, which reveals the object. That much he has said. But he is introducing 2 points here, and that is, and of course he is presenting little differently also. What about Ghata Ajnanam and Ghata Jnanam? Ghata Jnanam takes place by this Vritti Vyapti plus Phala Vyapti, that is fine. But who reveals Ghata Ajnanam and then persistent Ghata Jnanam? Who reveals that? Because you say that, yes, I have a part knowledge. Yes, I have a part knowledge. Yes, I have a part knowledge. Means part knowledge also is revealed. That is by consciousness, witness consciousness. So anyway, so this part Ajnanam and part Jnanam revealed, he is presenting little differently. Part Ajnanam and part Jnanam revealed by Chit, well, is a internal condition. Ajnanam, Jnanam revealed by the witness consciousness is internal condition. And that is how I can assume also that when you come for this class, definitely you must have brought the last class. Means you have knowledge of the last class. What is this? What he is talking about? Chidabhasa and Chit and pot and what? What he is talking? You never. You feel your eyebrows are not raised. That means I can understand you know. So the Jnanam and Ajnanam with respect to this subject matter is internal condition. That's for sure. Now, Vidyaranya wants to talk about same things externally. What is inside, of course, that is there. Jnanam, Ajnanam, etc. revealed by witness, etc. That's fine. But he wants to talk the same things externally by taking the part, the substance, and 2 adjectives of the part. Like you talk about a red pot, and now you have colored, and it has become a green pot. External. So he wants to talk in that manner. That externally the thing is revealed, certain thing is revealed by the Chidabhasa, and certain things are revealed by Chit. Externally. Inside it is what? Ajnanam of the pot, object, revealed by witness consciousness. Jnanam of the pot, revealed by consciousness. That's fine. Internal condition. Internal condition, Ajnanam, Jnanam revealed by witness consciousness. Now he says externally also we can say. That is something really unusual. So he says, well, every object, external object, has one of the two adjectives. Like red pot and green pot, external, right? Same way he says, well, every object has one of the two adjectives. Known, unknown. Known pot, pot which is external, known pot, unknown pot, or unknown pot, known pot. So these adjectives are known, etc. This Visheshana Dvayam. So, well, definitely, well, this is revealed by consciousness. That's what he is going to talk. What the object as such is revealed by the Chidabhasa. Then the adjective of the pot, unknown and known, that is revealed by Sakshi. That's what he is going to say. So, anyway, so unknown and known. So with every object externally, three components are associated. What? Object itself, and known and unknown. Three components are there. Of these, well, of these three, unknown adjective or a known adjective of every object, or unknownness of the object, unknownness and knownness of every object is revealed by witness consciousness. Previously he said Ajnanam and Jnanam of the pot internally is revealed by witness consciousness. Now he says externally the pot is revealed by the Chidabhasa. He is going to explain. And unknownness of the pot or unknown pot, that adjective, well, is revealed by the consciousness. And knownness of the pot is revealed by the consciousness, witness consciousness. So, advantage is when you say Ajnanam and Jnanam, etc., you talk of internal condition. But when you talk of the ness, knownness and unknownness, well, you talk about external condition associated with the external object called pot. So, Chit reveals unknownness of the pot, and then one day you visit or you come across the pot, then that pot thought arises, Chidabhasa also is there, and Chidabhasa basically reveals the pot. Now the known pot, well, is again revealed by same witness consciousness. Clear? Three components are there externally, in that, well, the Chidabhasa reveals that object, and knownness of the object and unknownness of the object is revealed by witness consciousness. And there will be some Purupaksha, and we have to resolve those Purupakshas also. So definitely this is one, and after this conversion of unknown to the known, unknown part cannot be converted. I am just putting here in a bracket. Unknown part cannot be converted to the known part by witness consciousness. Unknown part directly. Swamiji, ultimately consciousness reveals everything. Well, it was unknown, now it is become known. That conversion takes place by consciousness, Sakshi. No. If Sakshi reveals well, everything, so many things are unknown for me right now, and Sakshi is very much there. They all should become known. I should become Sarvagnya. It's not possible. Thousands of things I don't know, right? That ignorance, of course, of thousands of things is revealed by consciousness. Consciousness will convert into known. So you will know directly everything. No. You need a particular object thought. Then Chidabhasa will definitely illumine that object. And then you say, well, I know part. I know object, whatever. So definitely that unknown to the known conversion takes place by Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa's job is over. Vritti and Chidabhasa goes away. And then, well, it becomes known part. And thereafter, when we talk about the known object or part, knownness of the object is revealed by Sakshi. Clear now? It was clear. Why are you repeating? What can I do? So it is there. So let us we have to discuss. Ayam Ghataha, this part, see, external. So this is how he describes. See, internal condition, well, jnanam, that's a different. He said, Ayam Ghataha, this part, buddhi udayat pura, before rise of a chidabhasa and vritti, ajnatatvena bhataha, ajnatatvena, it's a itthambhute, as unknown, in the form of unknown. Ajnatatvena is not a karanesa, nothing, or karane, hetvarthe trutya, ajnatatvena just in the form of, as. So shnute sarvan kaman brahmana saha. Brahmana. He gains, this Brahmajnani gains all the objects of enjoyment in the form of Brahman, as Brahman, in Taittiriya. Brahmana. Maya adhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam. Maya adhyakshena tritiya. Itthambhute. These are all several places Itthambhute. Here also Ajnatatvena bhataha. As unknown part, it is known. Swayam Gataha Buddhi Udayat Pura Ajnatatvena bhataha. As unknown part, well, it is known. That is why curiosity is possible. Otherwise, part is unknown. And also, part is unknown, is also unknown. Then there will not be any curiosity of knowing the part. Part is unknown, fine. But you say even you don't know that you don't know part. Then where is a question of curiosity of knowing the part? Therefore, part is unknown. But I know that part is unknown, means part unknownness, ajñātatvam, is revealed by Sakshi. That's how it is. And then Uparishtattu, afterwards, well, so Ajñātatvena bhataha brahmana eva, that we have to supply. Brahmana eva, of course I explained that. So by the same chit, which he quietly tells Brahman, we are talking about Sakshi and Kutastha. No, Brahmana. He is going to prove it. This is a pratigna, you can say. Sakshi is Brahman. He is going to say later, here in this chapter itself. With respect to one mind, we say it's witness consciousness. That's it. Anyway, so Uparishtattu afterwards, Brahmana eva, by the same consciousness, by same chit, bhataha, jnatatvena bhataha, as known part, it is revealed. Iti asau bida. This is the distinction between known part and unknown part externally. This is how we have to say. Now verse number 6. Chidabhasantathi vrittihi jnanam lohanta kuntavat jadyamajnanametabhyam vyaptah kumbho dvidochyate. So previously part has a knownness and unknownness, visheshana, and in between that Ghatakara vritti arises. Unknownness means definitely the Ajñātatvam means what? Ajñāna vyaptatvam ajñātatvam. He is explaining further. Ajñāna vyaptatvam ajñātatvam. What is the definition? Ajñāna vyaptatvam. Pervaded by ignorance. The object pervaded by ignorance is called unknown part. Ajñātaha ghataha. Then what is ignorance? He is explaining. Jadyam ajnanam. He says, Jadyam ajnanam. So, incapacity, Jadyam means inertness, right? Inertness, inertia. So, Jadyam ajnanam, incapacity to reveal itself by itself is called ignorance or inertia, inertness. Unlike us, in which I am is revealed. No means of knowledge. I am, or you are, whatever. You will say the same thing. I am, I am, I am. So I reveal myself without any help. What reveals itself? No. That's the difference. Otherwise, pot also will say, I am. It will have a different voice. I am, or whatever. I don't know. Maybe 10-liter pot may have a bigger voice or something. But it never says. Unless you reveal the pot, pot will not reveal itself. Whereas you reveal yourself. That's what self-revealing. Without any means of knowledge. That is why we have a popular word for Atma. I am. I am. I am reveals aparokshatvam. Yes, sakshat aparokshat brahma. Aparokshatvam means no means of knowledge required to reveal. Generally means of knowledge only reveal a given thing. Otherwise it cannot reveal. That's all jadam. So ajnanam means jadyam, jadatvam. So incapacity of the pot to reveal its existence is called ajnanam or jadatvam. Like the moon, luminosity of the moon also is borrowed from the sun, naturally. Because moon cannot reveal itself. Between sun and moon, moon cannot reveal itself. Sun reveals itself. You have to pay attention. That's a different thing. Sun reveals itself. Moon cannot reveal itself. Moon is jadam. Sun is chetana for time being. Between these two. Somebody sun is gone. So, sun is self-revealing, self-illuminating. And moon has a borrowed illumination. So all this ghata does not reveal its own existence. Self-revealing is self-existent. What is revealed by others is also, well, its existence also is proven by others. By the conscious being, by the consciousness. So, that's how here what we call as a ajnanam or jadyam. In Naishkarmya Siddhi it is called prameyatvam. The world has a prameyatvam. Any inert object, well, of course, is pervaded by ajnanam. And that's how that object has an adjective ajñātah ghataha, because pervaded by ajnanam. So pot pervaded by ajnanam is called unknown pot, ajñātah ghataha. Then known pot is a pot which is pervaded by knowledge. What is knowledge? What pervades pot? What pervades pot? It is pervaded by, now jnatah ghataha, yeah, jnatah. So jnatah ghata means pervaded by knowledge. Ajnatah ghata means pervaded by ignorance. Jnatah ghata means pervaded by knowledge. Okay, what is knowledge? So he says, chidabhasa antadhi vrittihi. Jnanam is nothing but this dhi vritti, relevant thought, part thought in the mind, which is chidabhasa antaha, with reflected consciousness. So, we can call even sabhasa vrittihi jnanam. Sabhasa vritti. The vritti, a relevant thought, along with the chidabhasa is knowledge, jnanam. And that part now is pervaded by jnanam. So that is, he explains very, very beautifully with example. What happens is the jnanam rises in the mind, naturally pot thought and then chidabhasa, so pot knowledge. That jnanam rises in the mind like a beam of light and emerging from the torch. And from the torch, the beam of light emerges and there is a dark room, suppose. And that it travels in the dark room, that beam of light from the torch, and pervades the object. And object is illumined. Exactly like that. So he explains that. So here, it's the moment that here, well, this part knowledge, right? This dhivritti plus chidabhasa. When the part knowledge, well, that jnana vritti, well, definitely pervades that inert part, which is pervaded by the ignorance, then, well, it is pervaded. Now, that darkness or the ajnanam, ignorance, goes away. because jnanam and ajnanam cannot stay together. So the part which is pervaded by ignorance, now that jnana vritti comes and removes the darkness, ignorance, and now that part is pervaded by the jnana. This is the way he explains. Take it that way, whatever the way he says. And therefore, while he says this pervaded by the jnana vritti, and therefore, because we are talking something external, please understand. Talking about something which is external. Samaji, jnana vritti is here inside. That is okay. Jnanam is internal. That is okay. He is talking about external three things. Part, unknown part, known part. So he is explaining. So definitely, so this this vritti plus the consciousness, the chidavasa is a jnanam. And with that, the part is pervaded. Now that part is called jnataha gataha. And it is like what? So that he gives an example. Kuntavat, kuntavat. It's a javelin. It's with with a wooden stick and with a sharp edge metal portion. And that because of the sharp edge, it removes that some membrane, thin membrane. So like, they somebody told me here, they give example also, that they remove this cataract with the sharp edged surgical knife, a certain membrane, certain impurity, that they remove it. Anyway, which is called cataract. Anyway, so like here, kuntam, the sharp edged this metal portion, and there is a stick which can remove a certain upper membrane of something. Same way, this chidabhasa is a sharp edge, and that wooden portion, that stick, is a vritti. That's how we have to take vritti along with chidabhasa. So vritti cannot remove that. So vritti plus that metal edge portion is required. That is chidabhasa. Vritti plus chidabhasa is like this, a stick with a metal, with a sharp edge metal portion, goes to the pot, and there is a membrane of a ignorance, because ajnataha gataha. So that that membranes of ignorance has been removed, and now that is pervaded by the jnanam. So we call jnataha gataha. So chidabhasa is like that tipped thought, and that vritti portion is like that wood metal portion. So kuntavat lohanta means that a still head, or that metal edged portion. So lohantaha kuntavat. So kuntam means that wooden portion, stick, with a lohantaha, with a sharp edge, this metal portion. Yes, iron, lohanta. So this also, every thought pertaining to the object, along with chidavasa, becomes like this, a wooden stick with that metal edge portion, goes out, and where ajnataha gata was there, so was covered by the ignorance, goes there, removes that darkness or ignorance naturally, because this is jnanam, and then that jnana vritti pervades that object. What? And now you say it is jnataha gataha. Why he says all this? Because the function of a chidabhasa has to be clearly noticed. And that is where Purvapakshi is going to come now also. What is the role of chidabhasa? Say, pot is... Anyway, let me just finish this. So, etabhyam, every object is pervaded by ajnanam or jnana vritti. And because of that, it gains a status. Ajnataha gataha, jnataha gataha. That conversion is done by this chidabhasa. That is where it is. Anyway, so etabhyam, every object is pervaded by jnanam and ajnanam. Etabhyam vyaptaha kuntaha. Ajnanena jnanena vyaptam. So, dvidha uchyate is seen as two types of a pot. Ajnataha gataha, jnataha gataha. So, first it was pervaded by ignorance. Etabhyam, with these two, the pot is pervaded. First is pervaded by ignorance, and now it is pervaded by Jnanam. And for that he gave the example of this. And these adjectives are, unknown part and known part. Part is a substance, unknown, known adjective. They are well physically traceable? No, they are not physically traceable. Difference in adjective is there, but we recognize the adjective, but it is, you don't see the difference outside. Ajnataha gataha and gnataha gataha. Like you see the green part and red part, no. Well, that kind of a thing you don't see here. Known part and unknown part. Physically, those adjectives are not available. Most mysterious adjectives outside. It is outside, but it is most mysterious adjective revealed by this chit, sakshi. Shastra analyze this phenomena. Anyway, 7th. Ajñāto brahmana bhāsyah ज्ञातः कुम्भस्तथा न किं ज्ञातत्वजननेनैव चिदाभास parikshayah. So that's what I said. Now the question is going to come. So like you said, unknownness of the part, ajñātaha brahmana bhāsyah. Unknownness of the part is revealed by Brahman, by Chit. So he said now, tatha jnataha kumbha tatha na kim. Knownness of the part also is revealed by the consciousness. Why don't you say that? Tatha na kim. Why don't you make such a statement? If unknownness of the part is revealed by the consciousness, sakshi, you say knownness of the part also is revealed by the sakshi. Means, but that is what Swamiji we are telling. That's true. Means he says, what is the job of Chidabhasa? Unknownness of the part, revealed by Sakshi. Then knownness of the part, revealed by Sakshi. That's it. There is no role of Chidabhasa. No. Chit reveals only 2 adjectives. Chidabhasa reveals the 3rd component. What? Part is revealed by Chidabhasa. Knownness of the part is revealed by Sakshi. Unknownness of the part is revealed by Sakshi. So, Jnatattva janani naiva. Jnatattva jananam. Jananam. Somebody gives a birth to the knownness. Then knownness is known. Who generates this Jnatattva? Who generates? Consciousness cannot generate. So, merely by replacing unknownness of the part for knownness, this Chidabhasa, parikshaya, Chidabhasa has completed its job of converting or generating this knownness. Knownness is not generated by Sakshi. Knownness is known, revealed by the Sakshi. I hope you understand. Knownness is not generated by the Sakshi, knownness of the part. Knownness is known, revealed by the Sakshi. I know that I know part. But how the part knowledge takes place? Chidabhasa only. Swamiji, it is too much, but what can I say? So basically Chidabhasa has completed. Parikshaya means Chidabhasa has completed its job briefly by changing from 1 to 2. Unknown to the known. That cannot be done by Sakshi. It has to be converted. Anyway, so we have to clearly understand the role of Chidabhasa and Chit in an indirect way. You cannot definitely separate them physically, Chidabhasa and Chit, but this is the way we... Anyway, now in verse number 8, I will just finish. He raises one question. Very, very interesting question. Avasa hinaya buddhya jnātatvam naiva janyate tādrik buddhir visheshakkaha mrudādesya advikarinaha. Purvapakshi says, wait a minute. You said the Chit, the Sakshi is revealing unknownness of the part. Okay? Yes. Then you said that part is revealed by the Chidabhasa. We don't accept that. Then what? Part is revealed by what then? Well, part is revealed by part thought. Part vritti reveals part. And Chidabhasa reveals the knownness of the part. Don't give too much of responsibility to the Sakshi. Ajñātattvam also is revealed by the Sakshi. Jnātattvam also is revealed by Sakshi. No. Let us divide. equal sharing of work. What? Ajnatattvam revealed by Sakshi. Pot is revealed by pot thought. And Chidabhasa reveals the knownness of the pot. That's a equal sharing. So everyone will have a Chit has his role, thought also, Vritti also has his role, Chidabhasa also has his role. You are saying Ajnatattvam, knownness also is revealed, unknownness also is revealed by the Sakshi. Knownness also is revealed by the Sakshi. And only pot is revealed by the Chidabhasa. What about our poor Bechari, Vritti, Bechari? What? It has no role. Better distribute properly. Okay. So Chit, Gatavritti and Chidabhasa. Chit reveals unknownness, pot thought reveals pot, Chidabhasa reveals knownness. Fantastic. Answer. Vritti cannot reveal pot because Vritti is Jadam. Pot is Jadam and Vritti also is Jadam. When one Jadam pervaded by another Jadam, then it cannot illumine. Like a desk, and you cover it, you pervade it with the tablecloth. Table is there and you pervade it with the tablecloth. Then table starts shining. Table reveals itself. Kya baat hai? It is not possible. One Jadam cannot be pervaded by another Jadam. Even if it is pervaded by Jadam, cannot be illuminated. So Vritti definitely pervades the pot. That's called Vritti Vyapti. But still pot is not revealed. Pot knowledge will not take place. And so definitely you require something which is luminous. So table and tablecloth both are revealed by the tube light or the sunlight, whatever. So basically, even the table is pervaded by the tablecloth, still table is not revealed. Table is only revealed by the light and tablecloth, along with the tablecloth, revealed by the only light, whatever light, sunlight. So anyway, buddhya, because of pervasion of the thought, means ghatakara vrittya, because of the pervasion of the thought over the pot, abhasa hineya, without assistance of the chidabhasa, naiva janyate, never generate. What? Jnatattvam, knownness of the pot is not generated. And so knownness of the pot has to be generated, and then that knownness is revealed by the Sakshi. Knownness of the pot should be generated. There Sakshi has no role to play. Tadrik buddhehe kaha visheshaha. What difference is there between this inert thought and mere thought and this mrudadehe? He says mrudadehe means there is a lump of clay or inert pot. What is the difference between them? What is the difference between a pot thought, inert thought, and that inert pot? What is the difference? Well, kaha vishesha. What is that difference? There is no distinction. I mean, kaha vishesha akshepa. There is no vishesha means there is no distinction between them. Both are jadam. That's what it means. Mrudadehe vikarinaha jadasya tadrik buddhehe kaha vishesha. What is the difference between a lump of clay outside and mrudadehe vikarinaha, mrudadi and vikari, which results into the pot, etc., which is jadam, and the pot thought inside. Well, both are jadam. There is no distinction. There is no vishesha. And therefore, well, pot is not basically revealed by pot thought. It has to be revealed by chidabhasa. And therefore, you cannot throw away our chidabhasa, even though it is abhasa. Okay? ज्ञात इत्युच्यते कुम्भः मृदा लिप्तो न कुत्रचित् धीमात्र व्याप्त कुम्भस्य ज्ञातत्वं नेष्यते तथा. One inert object pervaded by another inert object cannot make it illumined. That's it. Thought is also inert object, pot is also inert object, mere vritti vakti is not enough. So knownness, of course, of the pot is generated by the chidabhasa. So Mruda Liptaha Kumbha, he gives another very interesting example. Mruda Liptaha Kumbha, the inert part, mud pot, well, which is smeared, Liptaha, smeared, plastered by another coating of clay, Mruda. So already it is inert pot, naturally earthen pot, and you still do a pervasion by another coating of this clay or paint, let us say, anything. Gnataha iti na uchyate. That kind of a pot which is smeared by this another layer of the clay, etc., you cannot say that pot is known now. Kutrachit, under any condition. So, dhimatra vyaptasya, dhimatra vyapta kumbhasya, dhimatra, just pervaded by pot thought, that pot which is external, pervaded by just pot thought, whereas jnatattvam na ishyate. Well, knownness can never come for this, definitely. So, you need a Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa must be utilized, which is right there. Poor guy is always, all the time there. Sahajam, tadatmya. Drigdasha Viveka says, Sahajam tadatmya. With the Vrityam Shabda Antakranam or the Antakranam, and Chidabhasa has a Sahaja tadatmyam all the time there. And so, Chidabhasa must be utilized, and the pot becomes known, generated knownness by the Chidabhasa. Now that knownness of the pot is revealed persistently throughout the life by Chit. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.